Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning. It's breezy and a little bit cool. It's been really nice weather. It's supposed to get really hot here in the next couple of days. So I am enjoying this, and we definitely could use some rain. We just have not had any rain. So hopefully we get some rain soon. I think we're supposed to get a little bit on Saturday. But I thought I could just take you on a little tour of our side garden areas and my front area that I haven't showed yet. We'll start up here with, we put in a little walkway, a little flagstone walkway, and I have a Roseanne geranium that is blooming beautifully. This geranium will fill up this whole space and it will bloom all summer long. Just this beautiful purple, just mound of flowers all summer long until October. It is gorgeous, so pretty. I have a daffodil that is slowly dying out, and a dwarf globe blue spruce that we put in. This is all maybe on its third year, I think, but it's looking really pretty with all of its fresh blue-green growth. I just put in an Incredible hydrangea this year, right there. It's getting some pretty blooms on it. And tucked in back behind the roses, I have this obelisk, or trellis, metal trellis, I'm not sure what to call it. And I have a little clematis back there. That is barely putting on growth. It did not have a very good root system when I put it in. So I did cut it back a little bit, and I'm hoping that it spends its energy putting out more roots than top growth this year. And I did put in some purple hyacinth bean vine on the corners. Hopefully that will start showing soon, just to have something growing up this for the summer. And as we walk around, I will show you our Merlot redbud that is looking very pretty right now. This is, I think, the fourth tree we have in this corner. We had a few die. Let's see, this is our, I think, third redbud, and we also had a magnolia, Jane Magnolia here. And I think that it just doesn't, the soil is clay underneath and it doesn't drain super well, so I think they were having a hard time, just struggling to make it through that first year. But this one so far is doing great. I put in 3 winter gem boxwoods that I plan to keep in more of a spherical ball shape on the corner here. And these are my 3 Oh So Easy red roses by Proven Winners. And they are struggling a little bit this year. Yesterday I noticed that they have aphids. They are covered in aphids. Some of the See all those aphids. I don't know how I did not see them, so I am going to have to come in with something to try to remediate that situation. The buds are just not looking the greatest. Some of them are a little bit brown and splotchy, but some of them look beautiful like this. I do love the color that these add to this side. I think they're so pretty, and they do get a little more shade than maybe they should. They have full afternoon sun, I would say, for a few, maybe 4 hours, but a lot of morning shade. They probably would do better if they had more sun, but I just really do love the color that they add right here. And in front of them I have, I believe this is the Millennium Allium. They get the pretty purple balls, probably closer to July. And I put in 3 Daisy May daisies, Proven Winter daisies this year. I actually had Banana Cream 2 in here last year that were so pretty, but I think they were killed in the December freeze that we had when the temperatures dropped so quickly right before, let's see, was that right before Christmas? And for a few days we were just super cold and windy, and I think I lost them at that point, but that's okay. I'm gonna try again with the Daisy May, and this is a Red Beauty holly that I put in last year. It's already put on some nice growth, and last year didn't have berries, but this year it does, so I'm excited about that. This variety is supposed to really be a prolific kind of berry producer. I don't know what the right word is for that, but I love using the berries around Christmas time in some of my arrangements. Around our AC unit we have 2 rhododendrons that I had showed in a previous video. They're really pretty purpley pink flowers that they get in the springtime. And my autumn joy sedum, which were looking beautiful. However, yesterday I noticed that this one was breaking off at the roots. All of the stems just breaking off right at the roots. And I did a little research, and I think that it might have crown rot, which means I may have to just completely take it out and leave this spot alone for a year before I try to replant another one, which I'm pretty bummed about because I just love how these look, especially in the fall when they have their really pretty mauve-y colored blooms, and even how they look throughout the winter. I leave the blooms up and cut them off early spring. But I will remove it and just try again next year. So this is one of our side yards. I'll pan back this way. And again, this was completely bare like 3 years ago. So I'm really loving the way that it's beginning to fill in, and I hope to continue to fill it in with more perennials, especially around our holly. Just adding a little more color, a little more variety. I think will be really pretty. This is an autumn brilliant serviceberry that we put in this year. Beautiful native tree. It is already getting its berries. It gets beautiful berries in June, and it's May 31st, so they're doing great. The birds just love them. And they are also edible, so you can make pies or jellies, whatever you would do with a blueberry. They're really delicious. They're very sweet and tasty. I had one yesterday, actually. It tasted really good. I've already seen the birds on the tree feeding off of the berries, and that makes me happy too. I'm just gonna leave them for the birds this year until we have more to go around. So we did have a very large maple tree right in this spot, and had to take that out because it was very large and the roots were interfering with our sidewalk. And the tree had also been topped previously, so we could not limb it up the way that we wanted to. It was basically blocking our entire house. So we decided to take it out and add in the serviceberry. And I'm just gonna take you on a little tour of my front porch area. We have a boxwood to the right of the steps, and I added some black scallop ajuga. I think it's called black scallop, hoping that it kind of fills in this area around the boxwood and just contrasts nicely with that bright green color. It gets really purple spikes in the springtime as well. This area is unplanted so far. I'm not exactly sure what to put here since we really walk in and out of this area a lot. So I need to figure out something that would be good to be walked on, to be stepped on, that wouldn't mind being stepped on. I always put up the Boston ferns every year. Love how they look on the porch. This is a Riger begonia, which is so beautiful. I am just not sure how it's gonna do in this spot since it does get a good amount of sun. It gets shade in the later afternoon, but we will see how that does. And then the porch has 5 Nandina in front of it that were here when we moved in. And I keep going back and forth if I like them or don't like them here. My husband, Greg, really likes them. So I do like the evergreen interest that they add right here. And then in the fall and winter, they turn a beautiful kind of reddish color. So they do add some really nice, just kind of all season interest. So for right now, I'm gonna leave them there. And the Patriot hosta were also here, which have gotten so big and are just gorgeous. And they had also planted this Liriope, which I do need to take out because it is the kind that is a little bit invasive and spreads by like an underground root system, which just can get out of control and is a little hard to control. So I am planning to replace that with something. I'm just not sure what. And I did add in my sun patience that I also put here last year. They got so big and beautiful. I just loved them. And this year I did the compact orchid And the compact, I think this was coral pink. So right now they are pretty small, but they will get like 2 to 3 feet wide, maybe 2 feet wide, 18 inches or more tall. But they just really looked so great last year and did well in this part sun, part shade situation. This is our Jane Magnolia. It's pretty, I'd say purpley flowers in the spring. It's on its 3rd year. And I just have a patch of lamb's ear that I may or may not keep there until I figure out what I want to put in this space. And these are Purple Palace Heuchera, which have done really well. They're large and just continue to get larger every year. I like how they contrast with the green, chartreusey green on the Jane Magnolia. And this spring I also added these 3 incredible hydrangeas. I was going to put them in the front, but my husband convinced me to keep what was there, and I put them here on the corner or on the side of the porch. They'll get about 5 by 5 and fill in this area, I think, really nicely. This is a loropetalum that we have a loropetalum down on the other side. We were kind of trying to match, and that was put in when we moved in, so we were trying to bring some continuity, I guess, to this side without having to remove those 2 established shrubs. And the hope is that it'll get bigger and kind of fill in this space, cover up our electric, the boxes, and give us a little bit of privacy on our porch. And this right here was here also. This is a white julep shrub that looked really pretty this year, really flowered nicely. We did just give these shrubs a trim, which I know some people don't like, but if we let this one go, right here, there's just not room to let it go. It's too close to the fence. It butts up right next to the fence and would just not work. So unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, we keep it trimmed and plan to keep that one trimmed as well. Just kind of trying to make the best out of what was here and take advantage of these big mature shrubs. And right here I have another incredible hydrangea that is quite small because I transplanted it a couple of times already, and I transplanted it last fall, and it just didn't come back very big. And this one, I have another one on this side of the fence that I put in last fall as well, but it was in its nursery container. I had just purchased it, and unfortunately this also is not doing the greatest. It's getting like black spot, some kind of, I don't know if it's a fungal issue or what on the leaves. The leaves are just curling up and dying. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But the hope is that one day these will get large and fill in this space nicely with just its beautiful white flowers. I hope you enjoyed my little tour of our side yards and our front yard, our front garden. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.